फ्रेंड्स हेलो फ्रेंड्स वेलकम टू एडवाई ट्यूशन। सो आज मैं आप लोग के लेकर के आई हूँ पेपर 1 चाइल्डहुड एंड ग्रोइंग अप का यूनिट 2 विच इज़ ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड अफेक्टिंग फैक्टर्स। सो इस चैप्टर में हम ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट के बारे में और उसके फैक्टर्स जो अफेक्ट करते हैं उसके बारे में हम वन बाई वन स्टडी करेंगे। सेशंस को एंड तक ज़रूर देखिएगा और पसंद आए तो लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कीजिएगा और बेल आइकन को हिट कीजिएगा सो दैट आपको जो नोटिफिकेशन है आप तक पहुंच पाए। और हमारे चैनल पे यूनिट 1 की पेपर 1 का यूनिट 1 भी अपलोड हो चुका है, तो आप उसे भी देख सकते हैं। मैं इस डिस्क्रिप्शन में उसके लिंक को अपलोड कर दूँगी। सो अपने सेशन को हम स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो फर्स्ट, ग्रोथ इट मीन्स द ग्रोथ ऑफ डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ ह्यूमन बॉडीज एंड एबिलिटी टू दोज पार्ट टू वर्क. The physical growth affects our behavior and vice versa. This growth means shape and growth in weight, which includes growth of muscles also. However, some refer physical growth as big and heavy. In other words, growth refers to increase in weight, height, and change in the body parts. Growth takes place in physical aspects. Growth also refers to quantitative change. That is, it is possible to measure how tall a child has grown over a specific period of time. Now, the development. The term development refers to the various qualitative and quantitative changes taking place simultaneously with the change of growth. The word development indicates the change related to growth and move toward maturity. Development can be described as growth in physical, mental, and emotional state of an individual. In the process of development, new abilities and characteristics get manifested, and there is a progressive change in the behavior of individual. According to J.E. Anderson, development is concerned with growth as well as the changes in behavior which results from environmental situations. According to Heinz Warner, development consists of two processes, that is integration and differentiation. Now, what is the difference between growth and development? ये क्वेश्चंस बहुत ज़्यादा हमारे एग्जाम्स में पूछते हैं, ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट के बीच में डिफरेंसेस क्या हैं। सो फर्स्ट हमारा पॉइंट हुआ ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट का। Purely physical sense generally refers to an increase in size, length, weight, and height. Overall change in the shape, form of structure resulting in improved working or functioning. Change in quantitative aspects come into the domain growth. Change in quality or character rather than quantitative aspects. Growth. Growth is one of the part of a development process. In strict sense, development is its quantitative aspects is growth. Development is wider comprehensive stuff. It is overall changes of an individual. Growth is one of its fact. Growth. The change produced by growth are the subject of measurement. They may be quantified and are observable in nature. Development. It implies environment and functioning and behavior and hence brings qualitative change which are difficult to measure. Growth may or may not bring development. A child may grow by becoming fat, but this growth may not bring any functional improvement or development. Now, development is also possible with growth when some children do not grow in terms of height, size, etc., but they do experience functional improvement or development. Growth does not continue throughout life. It stops when maturity has been attained. Development. It is continuous process. It goes from womb to top. It does not end with attainment of maturity. Now, the stages of growth and development. What are the stages of growth and development? We will see one by one. Physical development means growing the height, weight, and body proportions. As we are aware that children grow taller and heavier and stronger every day, the growth in a body is very rapid in early years, particularly from the birth to the age of 2. Then the growth slows down till it again becomes rapid when coming a puberty stage of maturity both in the boys and the girls. Educationalists and psychologists have studied the physical growth and development come under 4 distinct periods. 2 are characterized by slow growth while 2 others are rapid growth. This period can be differentiated as follows. The prenatal period at the time of pregnancy, the stage of infancy and babyhood 0 to 2 years, the childhood early childhood 2 to 6 years, and later childhood 6 to 12 years. The period of adolescence 12 to 18 years. The prenatal period. This is the first development period in the lifespan of an individual. This period of growth and development takes place in the body of the mother before the birth of a child. So it is called prenatal development. During this period of human organism passes through three general stages: germinal, embryonic, and fetal. The term germinal is applied to egg-like organization. This exists in the mother womb for about 2 weeks after the union of female ovum with the male sperm. This union is in language of psychology is called conception. In this union, the ovum is fertilized by millions or billions of cell division. After a continuous process of 270 or 280 days, the newborn baby comes out. By 8 weeks of development is known as embryonic stage. Now the structure displayed human characteristics from the 8th week to birth. The development is known as fetal stage. Now it is called human fetus. This has grown after weak conceptions and now continues to develop human structure and organs. After birth, the newborn sees the light of the world and grows and develops into a human being. This starts the postnatal period of the child. It is really a wonder as to how this microscopic single cell ovum becomes a 7 or 8 pound baby with the arms and legs, a large number of bones, and all other internal complex organs. Now, stage of infancy and a babyhood. Infancy is the beginning or the early period of existence of a newborn. During this period, the infant makes adjustment to the new environment outside the mother body. The rapid growth and development which is praised during the prenatal period suddenly comes to a step with birth. Here comes a halt in growth and development till it adjusts to the postnatal environment. It continues for a period of 2 weeks. Once their adjustment have been made, infants again resume their growth and development. Babies grow rapidly from physically and psychologically. Babyhood in the age of decreasing independently. In other words, rapid development of baby leads to decrease in dependency on other. Babyhood is one of the two periods of the rapid growth during the lifespan of the human beings. The other periods comes into puberty. The general pattern of growth and development is similar for all the babies. These are variation in height, weight, sensory capacity, and other areas of physical growth. Some babies start life smaller in size and less developed than the normal. This may be due to prematurity or to a poor physical condition resulting from maternal malnutrition, stress, and strain, or some other unfavorable conditions during the prenatal period. As a result, such babies tend to fall behind their age mate during the babyhood years. Now, the childhood stage. Childhood begins when the relative dependency of a babyhood is over. This period extends from the age of 2 years to 12 years. Early childhood extends from 2 to 6 years age, and later childhood extends from 6 to 12 or 13 years of age. Thus, the early childhood begins at conclusion of babyhood. It is a school entrance age. There is relatively little differences in the physical growth and development of child before and after they are 6 years old. Late childhood is also called the stage of pre-adolescence. The development of child at this stage depends on its motor development. By motor development, it is meant the development of strength, speed, and precision in the use of one's arm, legs, and other body muscles. It is important because it has a great bearing on child's emotional, intellectual, and social development. Motor development takes place at a rapid pace during childhood. Motor skills develop in the child from more generalized to more specialized form of activities. At this stage, some left-handed could be made right-handed. Now the period of adolescence. It cannot be said with accuracy as when adolescence sets in. This is a period of maturity. Generally, it is described that the teenagers are the adolescents. It is more critical stage in this lifespan of human beings. The boys of the 14 is characterized as neither useful nor ornamental. This is period of maturity. It is told that maturity marks the end of growth. Growth of any organism forms an immature to mature state. It is called maturation. In this period, child legs and other muscles grow to size and strength sufficient for standing, talking, and running to the maximum. His hand grows and into excellent instrument for manipulating objects. his teeth already present in the rudimentary forms grow for harder works. His mouth and larynx grow into flexible speech organs. His brains grow not only in size but also in fitness to capability to its share in all human activities. Till now, stages of infancy and babyhood or whatever the stage of growth and development has been finished. Now we'll proceed to next topic which is heredity, meaning and its definitions. So we will now discuss about the heredity. Human beings have a common genetic structure, but each human carries different sets of genetic traits. They are from their parents. These include eye color, hair color, body type, height can be defined as the transmissions of genetic traits from parents to their children. So, according to some scientists, as per of patrons, he said, according to definitions of heredity may be defined as what one gets from his ancestral stocks to his parents. This includes nature, character, traits, looks, intelligence, and cognitive skills. Now we look for effects of heredity. Number one, on physical characteristics. This refers to looks of physical features. A child inherits biological heredity that is transferred throughout senses and chromosomes. That is, parents with a good height and physique generally have a tall and strong children. It starts from offsprings will resemble his parents. The second point on physical characteristic is a gene is primary basis of heredity. It is a section of DNA which compromises coded instructions. Therefore, child development is largely affected by heredity factors. The twins or siblings will have similar genetic formations throughout the coded instructions will have notifications. Now the third point under physical characteristics as the offspring may not resemble his parents and thus there are variations. Therefore, every individual is unique in some ways to other. That is, color of the eye may be different or children may not as tall as their parents. Now the second point is on the intelligence, effect of heredity on the intelligence. The first point on that, specific genetic traits are responsible for intelligence of a child and associate IQ level of parents and siblings. The ability of effective learning, analysis, and decisions making capacity develops from the level of intelligence that is a child inherits. According to Goddard, intelligent parents will have intelligent children, while dull parents have a dull children. Now the effect of heredity, point number third, on character. A child inherits the character traits from his parents. According to Dugville, how a person's character's nature development is also dependent on what the person inherits from his parents. Now our next topic is environment and its meaning. So environment is sum total of its surroundings. The word environment has been derived from French word environner, meaning the surround. It refers to the environment in which organisms live. Human beings interact with their environment more than other things. Human beings are surrounded by air, water, vegetatives, mountains, plateau, river, etc. All these together makes environment. Environment plays a vital role in the development of human life. Contribution of environment is equally important for the development of human life as is the contribution of heredity. So, some psychologists call psychological environment on social heredity. Behavioral psychologists have laid more emphasis on environment as compared to heredity. Definition of heredity according to Anne Nastes. Environment is that factor which affects a human being beside a life. According to Holland and Dogler, the term environment is used to describe and aggregate all the external forces, influences, and conditions which affect the life, nature, behavior, and the growth, development, and maturity of living organism. Now, the effects of environment. Point number one: physical dissimilarities. Though physical attributes are mostly heralded by a fact, environment can be clearly seen. That is, people living on a mountainous area are short structured, whereas people living in the plains are tall and strong. For many generations, it has been observed that change of place affects a person's physical structure. Second point on the effects of environment is personality development. Personality development or modulations depends more on environment than hereditary factors. Any person can evolve into better human beings if he gets a proper environment. It is fact that personalities changes due to differences in the environment. We come across many examples near us where people who are born in the low income or poor families have been able to rise due to its better environment, which enable their capabilities to work with full potential. This is our third point. Now, the effects on mental growth. Number one, a psychologist Gordon viewed that a mental growth slows down in human being in the absence of proper social and cultural atmosphere. Point number two, he conducted a study on children's living near river. The environment of these children was bad and away from the good effect of society. The study revealed that these children's mental development are also hampered due to the environment. Now the individual differences. Dissimilarities in the principle of nature. No two persons are alike. All the individuals differ from one another in many aspects. Children born is from same parents and even the twins are not alike. This differential psychology is linked with the study of individual differences. This changes in seen in physical form like in height, weight, color, complexion, strength, etc. Differences in intelligence, achievement, interest, attitude, aptitude, learning habits, motor ability, skills. Each man has an intellectual capacity through which he gains experience and learn. Every person has the emotions of love, anger, fear, and feelings of pleasure and pain. Everyone has a need of independence, success, and need for acceptance. Individual differences in two parts inherited and acquired. Inherited physical, mental, temperamental, acquired social, cultural, educational, and emotional. Causes of individual differences. There are various causes which are responsible for bringing up individual differences. Number one, heredity. Some heredital traits brings a change from one individual to other. An individual height, size, shape and color of the hair, shape of the face, nose, hands and legs, so to say the entire structure of the body is determined by his hereditary quality. Number 2 point is environment. Environment brings individual differences in behavior, activities, attitude and style of life, characteristics, personality, etc. Environment does not refer any physical surroundings, but also it refers different type of people, society, their culture, customs, traditions, social heritage, ideas, and ideals. Race and nationality. Next point. Race and nationality is one cause of individual differences. Indians are very peace-loving and Chinese are cruel. Americans are very frank due to race and nationality. Now the gender. Due to gender differences, one individual differs from another. Men are strong in mental power. On other hand, women are more average, so a slight superiority over men in mental language and aesthetic sense. Women excel men in shouldering social responsibility but are more emotional than men. Age. Age is another factor which is responsible in bringing individual differences. Learning ability and adjustment capacity naturally grow into age. With one grows in age, it requires better control over emotions and better social responsibility. When a child grows, then maturity and development go side by side. The next last point, the causes of individual So our next topic is education implications on individual differences. Aim of education, curriculum, method of teaching should be linked with individual differences, considering the different ability and traits individual. Curriculum should be designed as per the interest, abilities and need of different students. The teachers has to adopt different types of method of teaching considering individual differences in mind related to interest, need, etc. Some co-curriculum activities such as drama, music, etc. should be assigned to children according to their interest. Teachers should use certain specific teaching aids which will attract the children toward learning. Various methods such as playing methods, project methods, storytelling methods are used describing how different children respond to tasks or a problem. The division of pupils into classes should not be based only on the mental age, chronicle age of children, but a physical, social, and emotional maturity should be given considering. So our next topic is what are the factors affecting the child development? So number one is caste and class. So caste-based discrimination has been a feature for Indian society for many centuries, and despite sustained efforts by the Indian government, caste-based inequality still persists in socio-economic status, educational attainment, and health outcomes. Inverse universalization of good quality education hasn't been achieved even though it has a right granted by the constitution. There is a huge disparity in who receives a good education, quality education's basis. Caste is significantly associated with the communication domains, social skills domains, and adaptive behavior in children's adaptive behavior. The caste system has led to upper castes being privileged over lower caste. Dalits and lower castes are stuck in the various cycle of poverty, and one half of the poorest children belong to Dalit community. How low schools enrollment rate and high percentage of child labor plague these disadvantaged communities. Second point is gender. The sex of child is another major factor affecting the development of child. Boys and girls grow in different way, especially near puberty. Boys tend to be taller and physically strong than girls. However, girls tend to mature over longer period of time. The physical structure of their bodies has a more differences which make boys athletic and suited for attractive activities that require physical vigorous. Their temperamental also vary, making them show interest in different things. Next, the third point is culture. Children growing up in different cultures receive specific inputs from the environment. For that reason, there are vast array of cultural differences in children's belief and behavior. Language is one of the many ways through which culture affects development. So, थिंकिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ चाइल्ड्स डेवलपमेंट. सो ये हमारा यूनिट 2 का लास्ट टॉपिक है सिलेबस में, थिंकिंग प्रोसेस ऑफ चाइल्ड डेवलपमेंट. सो नंबर 1 इज़ लॉजिकल. Logical reasoning is essential for problem solving, which stepping stones to success. Investigating the development of logical reasoning in children at an early age helps improve mental operations, resulting in higher level of cognitive activities and an increased capabilities to solve intellectual problems. Number 2 is problem solving. By exploring social relationships, manipulating objects, and interacting with people, children are able to formulate ideas, try these ideas out, and accept or reject what they learn. Constructing knowledge by making mistakes is part of the natural process of problem solving. The third point is creativity. In 3 to 5 years old, the world of preschooler is one of the imagination and image and magic. For many children, creating will reach its peak before the age of 6, which after which it will begin to decline with the mindset of formal schools and development drive toward conformity. Creativity is the freest form of self-expression. There is nothing more satisfying and fulfilling for children than to be able to express themselves openly and without judgment. The ability to be creative, to create something from person's feeling and experiments can reflect and nurture children's emotions and health. The last point is language. Language development supports many other aspects of development like cognitive social literacy. Language development starts with sound and gestures, then words and sentences. We can support language by talking to a quote with child and responding with a child's communication. I hope आपने अपनी नोट्स बहुत अच्छे से बना ली होगी. यूनिट 3 की वीडियो मैं बहुत जल्दी अपलोड करने वाली हूँ और यूनिट 1 के हमारी ऑलरेडी अपलोड हो चुकी हैं, जो मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में ऑलरेडी पेस्ट कर दिए हैं और आपको मेरे चैनल पे भी मिल जाएगा. आपको वीडियो पसंद आए तो लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर कीजिएगा और बेल आइकन को हिट कीजिएगा सो दैट मेरे जो भी नए वीडियोज़ होंगे वो आप तक अच्छे से पहुँच पाएंगे. थैंक यू.